Did you know that the whole election, fraudulent election, fake electors and everything, did you even know that that was created by Russia? Yeah, it was created by Russia. We know it now. It's in the document. There is one party cheating in this country. Only one. And that is Donald Trump and the Republican Party. Guys, real quick, do me a favor. You don't have to do anything in terms of spending any more extra money. Just do your normal shopping using the link below in the description on Amazon. Use your money for things that you need while at the same exact time supporting the channel. This is Joe Scarborough. And Joe Scarborough here is going to talk to us about the documents that Donald Trump, the DUMist president we've ever had in our entire lives, ladies and gentlemen, he released these documents, and all it did was completely prove that it was in fact Russia that helped Donald Trump get elected. Like that's what it does. You can't make this up. That's how stupid this guy is. He is literally the DUMist president we've ever had in our entire lives. I mean, you cannot make this up. But the best part about it is, Alan, you know what I'm talking about. Crystal, we've all watched this happen and we're just like, what the f is going on here? The best part about this entire release is the fact that it literally word for word describes how Russia has come up with this entire thing that we are all going through right now. And Donald Trump and MAGA are literally falling for all of it. You want to hear something that's really interesting? Let me explain this to you. Did you know that the whole election, fraudulent election, fake electors and everything, did you even know that that was created by Russia? Yeah, it was created by Russia. We know it now. It's in the documents. Like, I'm going to show you the documents, okay? It was literally created by Russia, the Kremlin, and Vladimir Putin. And guess what? Who did they do this to? They would never in a million years do this to a Democrat side, because we'd be like, this mother, what the f is this? No, there's not. There's no hoax in our elections. Our elections are secure. They did it to one group because they knew how stupid they are and that they would fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. And that is MAGA, the DUMist people on the planet. You guys fell for everything. And Donald Trump is still pushing the Russian lie of election interference, fake electors, and trying to dismantle our democracy by instilling distrust in our election process and our democracy, period. And you DUMmies have fallen for it, hook, line, and sinker. That is how motherfucking stupid you fucking people are, bro. You have fallen for all of it. But let me show you Joe Scarborough here. Listen.
I am grateful, and I think America should be grateful for the president getting some of these documents out. If you don't mind, I'm just going to read from a couple of them right now. The Russian government has advanced such narratives with U.S. officials and other persons as well online. These figures are conspiring. These Russian government figures are conspiring to intensify their efforts as the election approaches to orchestrate a high-profile corruption scandal implicating Joe Biden and the Democratic Party at the peak of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Their aim is to defeat the former vice president and ensure the president's victory. And here's the crazy thing, Willie, and I guess this is a very, very Russian thing to do. And the Russians have done it. And so if you're one of these influencers that have been infected by sort of these Russian conspiracy theories, you're going to do it too.
Now, let me just explain this again too, because I want you guys to understand, especially the MAGA DUMs watching me. Your influencers that are lying to your face are doing it because they expect you to be that stupid. That's right. They're doing it to you and they're getting paid for it. I don't have a single, I wish I did. If I had money coming in from the DNC, I'd be telling you guys, I'd be excited about it. I'd be like, oh my God, they're paying me, guys, but they're not, I'm not getting any money. I get no money. I try to get you guys to support me with the Amazon link now. The more views that I get, the better, all that stuff. All that stuff I can make money on, but right now I'm making literally pennies on the dollar right now from everything that I do for this channel and for the country in putting out these videos to help everybody figure out what's going on. And you, MAGA, who watch me, are being literally taken advantage of by influencers, by Donald Trump, the Republican Party, and Russia. Russia, if you haven't figured this out, when I said to you that they created this, guess when they created this? Anybody want to take a guess? Let me go to the real-time comments. Let's see if anybody knows. When did this is all made up by Russia? I'm going to keep on making sure everybody knows this. When was it that Russia came up with this? Thank you so much. Jermaine Event says he loves my show. Thank you so much. There goes Paul J. Also in 2015. That's exactly right, Paul. Paul J. nails it. They were planning this if Hillary Clinton won. Isn't that weird? And we didn't hear anything about it, right? Because Hillary lost. So there wasn't all this election conspiracy and voter machines and all this stuff like illegals voting and all. We didn't hear about any of that, right? Donald Trump won. But then in 2020, when he lost, that's when we said, now we have all of this complete and utter. No, it wasn't T-Fire. It wasn't, or TP. I'm just going to call you T-Fire, okay? It wasn't that. It was in 2000. In 2015, like Paul J said. Hello to you, Big Jerry. This was literally concocted by Vladimir Putin, the Kremlin in Russia in 2015 so that they can be able to throw out discourse in the United States through the Republican Party by making it look like there was interference and getting people like the MAGA DUMmies in my audience right now to believe into it and then go out and perpetrate it and propagate it and spread it. And that's exactly what has happened. And even the president of the United States today has been their number one person helping them. He's the number one guy. Obviously, if you get the president to talk your talking points, you got it, baby. And that's exactly what has happened here. And they did it in 2015 and 16 and put it on pause because Trump won. And then when he lost in 2020, that's when they started this. And that's where we are today. It's all literally being done to you, MAGA, by Russia. Does that make any difference at all to you, dude? Or are you still going to fall for this nonsense because I'm the one telling you? Or are you going to finally snap the f out of it? You're being used, dude.
Are you ready for this? Russian actors, this is shocking that anybody would do this. And I guess it's just East versus West. We don't think the way they do. It's shocking they would do this. Russian actors have circulated narratives. I almost can't read this.
It's shocking.
I almost can't, because it's so foreign.
Come on, you can get
And they were doing this in the United States, honey.
God, don't.
They're married, by the way.
Gonna spit out my wheat checks. Let me try it again, Willie.
Help.
Russian actors.
Pay attention, MAGA. This is what they're doing to you. And I'm talking about the Republican Party and Donald Trump. I'm not doing this to you. I'm trying to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's what the show is for, right? It's to tell nothing but truth and fact. That's what the number one thing is for this show, to tell people the truth and facts of the matter. The number two thing is to make fun of you. So I am going to make fun of you for falling for this over and over again throughout this entire show. But still, it's to help you because I want you to understand you're being used.
Have circulated narratives about voter fraud resulting from mail-in balloting.
And the mail-in balloting, guess who came up with that? That's right. Say it along with me when you know the answer. Russia. They came up with that one also. You cannot make this up.
And called some U.S. primary voting processes, quote, rigged.
Isn't that something? Who else says that all the time? That's right. Bobo does all the time. You're being used, MAGA.
By the Democratic Party. So this Russian idea of talking about rigged elections, it infected the 2020 campaign, Willie, the one that Donald Trump was running. It's crazy, isn't it, that anybody would use that Russian sort of talking point, that propaganda point about, quote, rigged elections.
It is something else now, isn't it? Right? It is something else that somebody would do that, and that is more importantly, someone would fall for it. But, you know, I can understand how you guys could fall for it because you've got Donald Trump walking around here saying the same thing that the Russians are trying to put into this country's atmosphere so that we could all fall for it as well. Except we didn't fall for it. We're not as DUMB as you guys, right? Like, so we know that, right? But you guys did fall for it. and the guy that you love so much, who does nothing for you, by the way, and treats you like shit. You know, you can't make this up. This is like, you know, I can't wait to see the movie in 20 years. But this guy doesn't give a flying fuck about you. You guys give him everything, even all of your money. You lose everything for him, including your house, your job, your wife, your friends, your family, right? You guys like everything. Like you'll give all that up just so that this guy can be happy. And he doesn't give a flying fuck about any of you whatsoever. And then to top it off, you're finding out now, for the first time, many of you, because you watch these influencers who literally take advantage of your mashed potato brains, and they tell you all this shit, and now you're hearing for the first time that you're being taken advantage of. Let's see if any of you have the courage in my comments. And Alan, if I miss one, or Crystal, make sure that if I miss somebody, that you get my attention to them as soon as possible during the show sometime, right? But I want to see if there's any MAGA at all that has the courage enough to say in my comments, "You're right, dude. I've had it up to here with this. Like, if this is true, and it is true, I'm not lying to you. I'm going to show you the documents. I'm going to show you the documents. And then after that, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go through all of the other ways that Donald Trump cheated, not including the ones that I've already done did. But I'm going to show you a couple of clips of Donald Trump saying things like, let's stop looking for the votes. I'm going to show you the tweet of stop the count. I'm going to let you listen to him saying, let's get to 11,780 votes. And then we're going to go through Michigan, Arizona, Wisconsin, New Mexico, like all these different fake electorates that Donald Trump tried to get, the insurrection. We're going to go through all of that after I show you the documents to show you guys that there is one party cheating in this country. Only one, and that is Donald Trump and the Republican Party. I'm going to show you all of these things. And then you may have not seen any of this ever in your life because Benny Johnson and all the other MAGA idiots are not going to share this with you, but I'm going to share it with you. Everything that we have been going through in this country when it deals with this big lie that Donald Trump has just like literally infected the entire country with, believe this or not, the documents that he released, because he is that freaking stupid, actually shows that this was Russia who came up with this entire thing, and he and the rest of MAGA is falling for it over and over and over again. And we're going to show you the documents in just a second here. But first, let me show you Donald Trump here in his very first way that he decided that he was going to try to cheat in 2020 on election night, saying that we need to stop counting the vote.
So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop.
We want all voting to stop. This was on election night. Now, if you're unclear as to what that's called, I'm going to be very crystal clear, very crystal Sigler clear, okay? It's called cheating. When you're in a race and people voted for you or voted for the other guy, when you say, I don't want any more votes to be counted, what's that called? It's called cheating. Yeah, that's what that's called. It's just say the answer when you know when you know it. Just say it out loud, okay? But that's the first thing that he did, right? Then days after that, he decided that he was not just going to say it. He tweets it out as well. Stop the count. And there goes the count laughing at him right there. You could see the count is not having it. He's having a good time because we're not going to stop the count, but that's what Donald Trump wanted. What's that called, ladies and gentlemen, when the guy who's running, let me bring this up a little bit further so everyone can see it better. I want you guys to see this nice and crystal clear. This is Donald Trump. Stop the count, he says. What would that be called in anybody else with a brain in their head? What would you call that? That's right. It's called cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this is, right? So that was how he cheated. Again, that was the second thing that he did. Then after that, he goes ahead and he sends fake electorates all over the country to all these different swing states, including Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin. One of the things that he tried to do also was he tried to get fake votes from Georgia. This was Donald Trump trying to get fake votes in Georgia. Listen to this.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. There's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
The data that you have is wrong. But that didn't stop him. He wanted to continue. And after that, and that blatant attempt at trying to cheat by getting 11,780 votes, which was one more than he needed, which is, he even says that. And why did he want that? Because he lost by 11,779 votes. So 11,780 votes would obviously be one more. And then he would win by one. That's why he did it, because he was trying to cheat. But he didn't get it done because there was no votes there. He lost. That's what happened. But before we get into all the other fake electorates, let me get to the document, okay? This is the document that I wanted you guys to see. And I'm going to start right from the top. Let me share it with you guys. I have enlarged it so that everybody can see it better. Everyone can see this. Look at this. Look at this DUME right here. This is Sally Seckler. Says, you guys, the Democrats, like just understand the stupidity of these people. Like, these people literally are living in la la land. Okay. None of this is true. I literally just went over how they're being had and that Russia created this entire thing. And this DUME right here is telling me that it was Democrats. Yeah, like this is what I'm talking about when I tell you that they are literally the DUMest people on the planet. This is Sally Seckler. Sally Seckler still does not understand that she has been had. She still doesn't get it. I mean, like, what's it going to take, Sally Seckler? I'm about to show you the documents, okay? You guys, the Democrats, were packing the election boxes that were on street corners. What the f*** is she talking about? Do you know, Sally Seckler, that if they did that, we would see it? They can find these things. There's none of that possible. It didn't happen. Otherwise, again, they would have found it. How do you explain them not being in front of you, shown to you? How? Where are they? They didn't have them because it didn't happen. Sally, you freaking idiot. I mean, these people are the DUMest people we have ever seen, bro. I just told Sally Seckler how she's been had and that this entire scheme was created by Russia in 2015 for the 2016 election, and she's still running with the lie that Russia told her. You cannot make this up, guys. That's how freaking stupid these people are. It's unbelievable. I mean, you cannot make this up, bro. Let's continue here. This is, oh my God, this is the documents. Can you guys see this? Okay. Okay, good. Cecilia Ortiz says that we can. Okay, so let me just go through this so you guys can see. In the wake of the 2020 presidential election, President Donald J. Trump and his apologists attempted to blame his loss on foreign interference. They falsely claimed that foreign manufactured voting machines, this is what Donald Trump released as proof, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, manufactured voting machines had been manipulated so that votes cast for Trump were instead recorded as votes for Joseph R. Biden. No one, this is what Sally, the dummy that I just got on, has never seen before and doesn't care about. She doesn't care about these truths here, right? Number two enemy, right? Facts. Number one enemy, truth. Number two enemy. No one has ever either or at the time or since offered any evidence. You see that right there? Any evidence to support Trump's assertion. On the contrary, ample evidence collected by the intelligence community and reviewed by the Select Committee disproves those claims. Sally, one of the DUMest people we've ever seen, still is going to, she's grasping onto the Russian lie like her life depends on it, whether or not she's been presented with the number one enemy's facts or not. Okay. That is not to say that foreign actors have made no attempt to influence the American political climate during and after the 2020 presidential election. This appendix evaluates the role foreign influence played in this circumstances surrounding the insurrection. Now, one thing that I want to also touch on right here. Most people saw a lot of the things that Donald Trump said. Who was he speaking about a lot most of the time? Cecilia, who did he speak of most of the time? China. What they found is that China actually did not, they did nothing at all compared to Russia. Now it's not like they didn't do anything, but they barely did anything to try to influence our election. It was actually Russia. But who does Donald Trump not mention at all? Instead, he talks about China. I mean, he said China probably 30 times during that 25-minute speech. 30 times. Did he say China maybe 30 times? Did he mention Russia once? I think maybe one time. He talks about China. China. And literally the entire thing was created by Russia. You cannot make this. And he doesn't at all blame Russia during his speech once at all. He talks about China and only China.